Hi, this is Lisa with Curvy Brackets, and today was the first tutorial for Codecademy I have ever done. So I'm very, very excited to share with you all what happened for my first tutorial. The programming language that I chose to begin learning is Ruby on Rails. I'm going to do an entire video on why I made that choice. But to be frank, I don't know a lot of detail about any of the languages. So I made that decision based on completely believing other people that I did some research with. So I went to Codecademy, I made an account, I found Ruby on Rails, and I just went for it. And the great thing about Codecademy, I'm going to say Codecademy a few times, please excuse me, it's Codecademy. The great thing about it is you can just go to the website and that minute you can start learning. It's awesome. You don't have to wait. You don't have to pay. It is free, first of all. You don't have to wait for the class to begin next week. You don't need a book. It's so wonderful. That's what the internet is about. That's one of the things that excites me very much about the internet is that you can just have these opportunities right away. And you can invest as much time as you have and as much time as you want to into your tutorial. So the estimate they gave me for Ruby on Rails is about 10 hours. I can do that an hour a week for 10 weeks, or I can probably take one day and do at least the basics. That's awesome. So I get there, the tutorial begins, they right away start to explain terms. And terms in programming is very, very important. I took a little bit of Visual Basic last semester, so that really helped me. I want to let anyone know who's beginning a tutorial, it doesn't have to be Codecademy, any online tutorial for programming languages. If you are completely new to programming and have no background, which I basically am in that category, but that little exposure I got last semester, and it was Visual Basic, but all the languages share some things. One of the things they share are a lot of the vocabulary terms, a lot of the terminology. For instance, a variable, which I'm not going to explain now, but a variable is the same thing in all the languages. If you get that concept, then it will be far easier for you. It's just like speaking languages. It's just like that, especially the Romance languages that are all rather similar. If you know, some of the words are even the same, but some are different, and that is how programming languages work. So when I get there, they immediately start telling me about a boolean or a string, or there's some terms that they start to explain, and then they say, so if you want to print something, then you precede it with this word. And it happened to be PUTS, and in Rails that's what will print something for you. So they say, hey, okay, so name yourself a string and show me how you would print it. And you type it in immediately and you get immediate feedback. Now, what I will warn you about is I got quite a few times. What I know I did wrong now looking back is sometimes in programming, a space or lack of a space makes it right or wrong. A capital letter can make a difference in some things, or maybe for just their tutorial, the capital made a big difference, because I noticed when I changed it to exactly what they wanted to see me type, exactly what I was looking at. And that's the thing with programming, guys. Programming can be fun and awesome and wonderful, creative, all of that. But the thing about it is you can start writing lines and lines of code and you're comfortable and you're not checking your work right away, or maybe in the real world that doesn't even happen. And you might get lines down and realize that there's a problem. There's a syntax error. There's something that's not computing. And you have to comb through all of your work to see, did I put an open quote and I didn't close the quote? Did I forget the quotes altogether, because quotation marks are important too? Did I use a straight bracket instead of a curvy bracket? You know, all of those things matter. So what I would suggest is when you go to Codecademy, I would suggest using it first of all. I would love to know what your experiences are and what you guys think of using Codecademy as a tutorial, especially as a completely fresh person to this industry. But what I would suggest is to not get frustrated when it's telling you that you're not doing it right. Check and recheck. Check your spaces. Again, did you close the quotes or the brackets? Did you reread what they've told you and then reread what they've asked you to do? And that was the great part. At first, I was a little frustrated. I thought, why aren't they explaining this more? Why aren't they giving a person, I have some minor background, but why aren't they giving someone who's supposed to be brand new more of a background introduction type thing? But really, in programming, a skill you have to that you have to obtain is, or you already have it, is how to learn from your mistakes and that someone is not going to hold your hand through the whole thing. And you have to think, you have to look and analyze. It's probably like accounting, but way more fun, so I would suggest going to Codecademy. And if you don't know what you want to take, try Ruby on Rails. I'll do a video, like I said, on why I chose Ruby on Rails, but I think that it's a nice streamlined. Here's one of the advantages to Ruby on Rails. It's like if you're building a house. They gave this example. If you're building a house, and you could take it from foundation on up. You could take the project where you are building the structure and the framework, and that probably is a basic thing. That framework of that house may be the same as 7 other houses you're going to do. But the Ruby on Rails program really gets directly to the part of building the project, and let's go back to building the house, where you get to do the fun stuff, the designing stuff. It already lays down the framework so that you can make some of the more creative decisions and go directly to that. So again, let me know what you think of Codecademy. Take advantage of it. It's free. It's the opportunity that we have to go into this industry and to pick up this skill for free and at our leisure, or at our, even what I'm doing is I'm carving out time on a schedule to make sure I do it. And I just believe in it very much. So thank you so much for watching. Leave me comments below. I'd love for you to subscribe, and have a good day.